Not many steps into the ring and make the world believe it's in their DNA to be great, but Roy Jones Jr. was an exception, fighting so effortlessly and beating adversaries with a smile on his face. How could he not get the name of the chosen one? But as every story is, there's a truth behind it. What was the truth behind the success of this world champion? The American boxer, Roy Jones Jr., reigned terror in the world of boxing in the 1990s and 2000s. His unique fighting style brought him so much success that it would make your jaw drop. Roy Jones Jr. fought in 4 different weight classes: middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. He became the first pugilist in history to start at light middleweight and become an eventual champion in the heavyweight category. Roy Levesta Jones Jr. was born on January 16, 1969. Born into a household with a boxing heritage, he couldn't escape his destiny. Roy Jones Sr., who was a Vietnam veteran, made it as a professional boxer in the 1970s. Naturally, his father was his coach in his early days as a boxer. Jones Sr. ruled by an iron fist and was overly demanding, but this proved to be an ingredient in Jones Jr.'s success. In 1984, he claimed a gold medal at the Junior Olympics. At 19, he represented his country in the 1988 Olympics and was considered the favorite. Jones dispatched all these opponents to the final without losing a single round. In the final, he faced the Korean Park Se-Hoon. Jones easily dominated and had Se-Hoon on the ropes, but what would follow would be the biggest controversy in Olympic boxing history. The judge's announcement announced Se-Hoon as the winner. Even the referee whispered to Jones that he couldn't believe what he had just heard. Se-Hoon also personally apologized to Jones about the unfortunate event. Jones wouldn't stay gloomy for long, as he had his eyes on his professional career. In 1989, he made his professional debut against Ricky Randall. In just 2 rounds, Jones ended the fight. His next bout came against the seasoned Stephen Johnson. The experienced fighter would do better than Randall, but the result would be the same nonetheless. Jones won in the 8th round by knockout. Jones was in blistering form. He took out his anger over the Olympic result on his opponents in the ring. For his first 3 years as a professional, Jones never made his opponents reach the final round. He was electrifying. During his period, he cemented his trademark style of left hooks that knocked out his opponents. This gave him the nickname Captain Hook. He always had the nickname Superman. After his first 15 victories, he faced a big challenge in the form of former WBC champion Jorge Vaca Jr. In the first round, the famous left hook took out Vaca. Finally, someone proved to be trouble for Jones Jr. in the Argentine Jorge Castro. Castro had a strong chin that withstood every punch. Many were surprised to see someone withstand the Knight of Jones, who has won all 17 fights by knockout. Still, Jones prevailed by verdict. Soon after, Jones fired his father as his manager after an incident with his pet. Jones went to Elton Merkerson. In 1993, Jones would enter the ring against Bernard Hopkins. Hopkins was on a 22-win streak and built a reputation for sending his opponents to the canvas without a hope of getting up. The fight was a battle for the IBF Middleweight Championship. Hopkins saw an end to his winning streak as Jones prevailed by a unanimous decision. This was Jones's first of many titles as a pro. In 1994, Roy Jones Jr. moved up to super middleweight and was welcomed by the division king James Toney. Toney had gone undefeated in 46 bouts. Jones was considered the underdog. Jones started superior in the early rounds, as he made Toney seem out of place in the ring. In the 3rd round, Jones saw Toney replicate the move, which brought his guard down. Immediately, Jones pounced on him and sent him to the mat. Despite Jones's dominance from time to time, Toney showed why he was the IBF champion. After 12 rounds, Jones won by unanimous decision to claim the IBF Super Middleweight Championship. This win propelled Jones Jr.'s status as one of the best boxers on the planet, despite his weight class. Jones defended his belt against all adversaries. An interesting defense came against Vinny Pazienza when Jones won the 4th round by taking a single hit. This was the first time in recorded boxing that one would achieve that feat. After consecutive knockdowns in the sixth, Pazienza was done. In 1996, Jones Jr. became the first athlete to participate in two different paid sports events in a day. He played a basketball game in the morning and went on to defend his title against Eric Lucas that evening. In November 1996, Jones faced the aged Mike McCallum in a contest for the vacant interim WBC light heavyweight title. In the 10th round, Jones sent McCallum to the mat. McCallum took the fight to the 12th round. Jones prevailed by verdict and claimed the WBC title. This was Jones's 34th straight win, as he remained undefeated. He was also named Boxer of the Year. His first defense came against the undefeated Montel Griffin, who had won 18 of 26 victories by knockout. Griffin started the fight stronger, as he gave Jones no room to counter. But Jones eventually maneuvered and countered. Jones dished knockdowns to Griffin from combinations of hooks. In the 9th, Jones sent his opponent to the canvas, still landing 2 more blows against the defenseless Griffin, who then collapsed. Jones ran off celebrating, but things did not end well. Jones was disqualified, and he lost to the belt, as he was penalized for his actions. After losing his title to Montel Griffin, Jones was eager for a rematch. Just 5 months later, at Foxwoods Resort in Connecticut, he reclaimed the World Light Heavyweight title. Jones knocked Griffin down within the first 20 seconds and ended the fight with a knockout at 2 minutes and 31 seconds, thanks to a powerful leaping left hand. It was a packed venue with 4,500 fans, and both fighters walked away with a cool $1.5 million each. In 1998, Jones kicked things off by knocking out former light heavyweight champ Virgil Hill in 4 rounds with a devastating right hand to the body, breaking one of Hill's ribs. He then faced WBA light heavyweight champion Lou Del Valle, winning by decision after 12 rounds despite getting knocked down in the 8th round. Jones showed his resilience, outboxing Del Valle and earning a unanimous decision. Next, he defended his title against Otis Grant, knocking him out in 10 rounds. The following year, Jones knocked out the WBC's top contender, Rick Frazier. In June, he beat IBF champion Reggie Johnson in a lopsided 12-round decision, becoming the undisputed light heavyweight champion. He was the first to unify the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles at that weight since Michael Spinks in 1983. Jones knocked Johnson down in the 1st and 3rd rounds, but eased up, letting him finish the fight. In 2000, Jones continued his dominance by defeating David Telesco via a 12-round decision at Radio City Music Hall. Remarkably, Jones fought almost exclusively one-handed due to a wrist fracture. He even entered the ring for a live performance by Method Man and Redman. Later, he retained his title with an 11-round technical knockout over Richard Hall in Indianapolis. Jones wrapped up the year with a 10-round stoppage of the undefeated Eric Harding. In 2001, Jones ventured into music, releasing a rap album. He defended his title against Derek Harmon, winning by knockout in 10 rounds. He also beat future world champion Julio Cesar Gonzalez by a 12-round unanimous decision before a crowd of 20,409, knocking Gonzalez down 3 times and earning another $1.5 million. In 2002, Jones knocked out Australian boxer Glenn Kelly in 7 rounds, even putting both hands behind his back before delivering the knockout punch. Later, he defeated future world champion Clinton Woods by technical knockout, performing a song from his album during his ring entrance. Woods' corner threw in the towel in the 6th round. Jones's ability to dominate the ring and entertain outside of it made him a legend in the light heavyweight division. Roy Jones Jr. accomplished something amazing back in 2003. He challenged WBA heavyweight champion John Ruiz in the heavyweight class. This was significant because there aren't many boxers who can effectively go up so many weight divisions. On March 1st, the fight happened, and Jones gave a clinic. He outboxed Ruiz with speed and skill, earning a unanimous decision. Jones became the first middleweight champion to capture a heavyweight title in more than a century with this victory. Jones battled with Antonio Tarver next. They fought for the first time on November 8, 2003. Tarver was a formidable foe and was seen by many as having Jones beat him. Jones prevailed via majority decision in a tough fight, although Tarver had presented him with a serious challenge. On May 15, 2004, they rematched, and Jones's side lost this time. Tarver stunned Jones with a tremendous left hook in the second round. It was a startling moment because, until then, Jones had appeared to be virtually untouchable. The defeat was a major shock and signaled a change in Jones's professional trajectory. On September 25, 2004, Jones took on Glenn Johnson, following his defeats against Tarver. Johnson was renowned for his harshness and unwavering manner. Sadly, Jones's side of the war was also defeated. Johnson knocked Jones out with a vicious blow in the 9th round, rendering him unconscious for a short while. It was a difficult loss that suggested Jones's finest days may be behind him. Notwithstanding these losses, Roy Jones Jr. will always have a lasting legacy in boxing. He accepted challenges, advanced in weight classes, and put on some incredible battles for us. Fans and competitors alike respected him for his desire to enter the ring with anyone, even in the face of difficult defeats. A trilogy conclusion to the rivalry came against Tarver, and it ended in a bitter loss again. After consecutive losses, Jones sought to regain momentum in his career. He won consecutive fights and was regaining momentum. But a fight against Calzaghe sent him back to the drawing board. Calzaghe dominated the old Jones and made him bleed. A unanimous decision saw Calzaghe prevail. 17 years after his victory against Hopkins, Jones went toe-to-toe with Hopkins again. The fight was extremely competitive and nasty, as both fighters indulged in foul play. The fight went the distance, and Hopkins prevailed. Still hungry for more, he faced Lebedev. Still, it was evident Jones was out of it. The judge's decision saw another defeat for Jones. Jones's trip to Russia wasn't a waste, as he was awarded Russian citizenship. The new dual citizen continued in the ring and saw better success than the previous years. In 2020, the retired Jones came back to the ring for a friendly fight against Mike Tyson. The fight ended in a draw. The legendary Roy Jones, at the peak of his power, was unbeatable. With his variety of punches and his drive to succeed, many couldn't match up. Although not known to be remarkable at defending, his quick feet helped me move around the ring quickly to evade an onslaught from his opponents. Not many have had the talent of Roy Jones since his introduction to the world of boxing, and he's rightfully called the last chosen one to brace the sport. Thanks for watching our video today. If you liked the video, please subscribe for the hottest boxing content out here. We have more boxing videos coming your way, so be on the lookout.